A very good morning to my dear students. I hope you all are healthy and safe at home. Today, I will begin with the third chapter of your textbook Honeysuckle. The name of the poem is The Quarrel by ELEANOR FARJEON. Let's see what is all in the poem. Before that, we will know about the poet of the poem, The Quarrel. She is a wonderful poet. Her name is ELEANOR FARJEON. She was an English writer for children. She was born in London in the year 1881. She died in 1965 and she writes stories about children which are really magical. She wrote stories, different plays and poetries which were very magical, and they were only about the children. Dear students, this poem is all about the quarrel between the siblings. The poet talks about the love hidden behind the quarreling of the siblings. They fight with each other, but they can't live without each other. So in this poem, the poet speaks about the quarrel between her and her brother. Let's read the summary. It is common for brothers and sisters to quarrel, to fight. Many a times they don't know the reason. One day, the poet quarreled with her brother. The reason was very small. The quarrel was very much mild at first, but it became strong in the end. Both stuck finally to their claim of being right. They began to hate each other, disliked each other. But that very afternoon, the brother took the initiative and admitted his mistake. Thus, they patched up and they forgot their bitterness. Finally, the poet forgives him, and then the fight is finally settled. Now, let's read the first stanza of the poem. I quarreled with my brother. I don't know what about. One thing led to another, and somehow we fell out. Fell out means disagreed. The start of it was slight, the end of it was strong. He said he was right, I knew he was wrong. Students, in this stanza, the poet wanted to say that she and her brother had a big quarrel. She couldn't figure out how did it start. Something had happened before which led to another, and then again they started blaming each other. Firstly, it was a very small fight, but it soon became strong at the end. Then her brother said that he was right and the poet was wrong. However, according to the poet, she was right and he was wrong. As we don't know the cause of the fight, we can't figure out who was wrong and who was right here. So in the first stanza, the poet quarreled with her brother. She is not sure what was the reason of the quarrel. From one thing to other, the fight started and they quarreled till the end. When the quarrel started, it was slight, but when it ended, it was very violent and very strong. So here, according to the poet, her brother demanded himself to be right, but she knew that he was wrong. Let's see the second stanza of the poem. We hated one another. The afternoon turned black. Students, turned black means it became very unpleasant and sad. That is, we can say gloomy. Then suddenly, my brother thumped me on the back. Thumped means to pat. Patted me on the back and said, oh, come along. We can't go on all night, to accompany him. I was in the wrong, so he was in the right. So students, in this second stanza, the poet explained that day what happened after the fight, they started hating each other. The siblings started hating each other. The whole afternoon they didn't talk, and hence it went gloomy for them. It went bad for them. But suddenly Her brother patted on her back and said that they can't remain so like that throughout the night, and so he wanted to settle the matter. So the brother accepted his mistake and the poet forgives him. Finally, the fight is settled down. In the end, the poet says that now he was in the right. Probably now she considers his accepting mistake as a right decision. Or she said she is accepting that he was right and she herself was wrong. Whatever her thought may be, the fight was finally settled and they were friendly again. They could not live without each other. So the message we got from this poem is every person has his or her own opinions, and when we make friends or we live with a sibling who has a different point of view than our own, then we can have a quarrel, we can have a fight, students, but we should not take that quarrel further. We should not take that fight seriously and we should not spoil our relationship. We should remember that inside all these arguments as a paradox of human nature. We should not take it seriously and we change our opinions as time goes by. So we should try to understand other person's point of view before getting into any kind of argument. So it's time to note down the rhyming words of the poem. Let's see. So students, what are rhyming words? So rhyming words can be defined as two or more words that have similar or same sound at the end. If any two or more words rhyme, it means it sounds similar. Similar sounds will be rhyming words. It brings or it gives out a musical touch to the poem. Let's find out the rhyming words in the poem The Quarrel. You can notice the highlighted words on the screen. The rhyming words are brother goes with another, about goes with out, slight goes with right, strong goes with wrong. Students, please note down the rhyming words of the second stanza. Also, write the poem in your copies. That's all for today, students. Have a good day. Thank you.